one of the more challenging books I've read, and not just because it's in German, but gosh, it's really impressive. Hey everyone, it is Tom. It is FANzine Live. We are looking at World Zines today. This is a World Zine graphic novel from Bilderbox I purchased in Vienna, Austria last summer. And this is a book done in German called Drei, Oder, Vier, Bagatellen. And it is in German. And I am not fluent in German, so thank God for Google Translate so I could figure out what was going on with this. It is not the standard type of stuff that I'm used to reading, but I did find it interesting. And again, thank God for Google Translate, because it would be hard to understand a lot of what's going on. I'm not going to be able to use Google Translate in this, but I am going to try to share it with you. First thing I think we ought to take a look at, though, Seuss has a very interesting art style. I think he's doing a lot of stuff with pencils, maybe charcoal, if for the shading, as you can see here. And he has a very simple style. This is very outside of my comfort zone, but a lot of zines these days are, and I'm learning to appreciate simplicity and diversity in cartooning. This is called Drei, Oder, Vier, Bagatellen, and I believe the Google Translate, and I don't hold me to it, but I believe it's like 3 or 4 baguettes. And as you can see, this is a child in the bathroom doing his business, and I think the baguettes are not necessarily bread, but what he's leaving behind in the bathroom. You've got 4 unique stories, and it's told kind of as 4 somewhat matched anthology pieces, with 1 and 4 being the same character. And as you can see, Ort, and again, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing a lot of pencil and most likely some charcoal, but definitely pencil. So I also should tell you right up front, a lot of this is very adult. And by that, I mean it is adult themed. A little bit of it gets into behavior and the like that is very adult, and so I'm not going to be able to show all of it to you, but I do want to show you some of it. And some of the things that I've noticed on here are, we have kind of a 4-panel page for each one, and he follows that pretty much through the entire thing. Off the top of my head, I can't think of any that he doesn't use the 4-panel page. But you can even see right here, he uses close-ups a lot. And in doing so, he's able to take his style just with playing with things like the eye position and closing eyelids, or the position of the eyeballs, or the irises, I guess. In this case, he's supposed to be nervous, so he's biting his nail, but you can see he's got a little bit of a couple wrinkles right around his eyebrows up there that he doesn't have here. You can see he's able to, here, wrinkles on the forehead. You can see that he really is able to dial in and get the nuance of the expressions in a way that I don't think that you could get with a heavily drawn character. I mean, the artist Seuss is reasonably accurate in his artwork, but clearly he's not a slave to perfection. These are not perfect hands. That's the technical stuff. This character is basically an individual who has been playing the swipe right dating game, is cruising for love. And he's looking for a man who can give him love. You can see in the face the insecurity. You can see in the face the stress. He's never had a romantic experience. And he comes across these people, pass. They just don't like him. And so confidence is low. But ends up finding somebody. Stars in his eyes, thinking it's magic. And the guy is a bit of a cruiser. He's looking for his action, holding hands. He says, it's time to go to the restroom. Come with me. And they're going to have their fun in the restroom. They get caught in the restroom and they're trying to figure out how to get themselves out of this. So this Sebastian character, or I guess his real name is Simon, tells our protagonist to get out, forces this person to jump out a window and hurt themselves landing in the courtyard. And again, you can see the expressions on the face are just really strong, which is weird because the cartooning, in my mind, isn't that great, but it's perfect for what he's got. And I do like the snow overlay. So he's out in the cold and he discovers that the courtyard that he jumped into is locked up. So now he has to figure out how to navigate the embarrassment of being stuck out in the courtyard in the cold. And when he gets back to his table, finally, the guy's gone. He has to go to the bathroom, but he's not going to go back in that bathroom because he's scared to do so. So he's looking around for a bathroom. He says, wait, there might be one at the U-Bahn, which is the subway over there. So I'm going to go check that out. And of course, there's a bathroom, and look who's in there. And that's the end of the story. Then you get to this Bridget. She's overweight. She's insecure. Clearly got issues with her body. She's going off looking for love herself. And you can tell, again, the eyes, the face. She just is not happy inside. And so she's looking for someone to make her happy inside. And she comes across this guy named Steven. Steven is looking for a sugar mama. And so he is pushing her hard. As the date goes on, more and more she learns that he's not quite all that. Oh, he's missing a tooth. But he keeps pushing her. Keeps throwing on the charm. You can see she's kind of smiling, kind of happy. She likes being taken care of. But again, and I don't remember the exact words, but you know, he would say something and she would kind of recoil a little bit, and then he has to work on her again. Anyway, she ends up taking a break and she uses the restroom. So the restroom is the theme of this thing. I think they ended up having like a bunch of tequila or something, a bunch of drinks, and she started not feeling good. So she tried to retch it up and it didn't work. She comes back and he's gone. But this time he was in the bathroom himself. Going further, he decides to take her back. He starts showing how kinky he is, does a little biting. She's not impressed, but they decide that they're gonna have their fun together. And she discovers that his name is really not even Steven, but it's actually Milan Radovic, and he's a Serbian. It devolves. She kicks him out, goes back to her cat, and is happy. The third story is Apfel, or as we say in English, apple. I'm going to get to that, but I just can't help having had a chance to stare at this for a minute. This is such a wonderful ending to the story of Bridget, how she's been so sad, and in the end she finds comfort with her cat. all alone in this giant city. But I like the way in which the shading is done. I mean, clearly it's night. It's just a well created page. I really like that a lot. Okay, Apple. This is a boy. And again, we start with the theme. He's in the restroom, of course, and he's playing on his video game. He is not a happy kid. And I mean, the discontent with life kind of is another theme through this and muddling through. His mother rides him hard, and it's written from his perspective, so you can tell that he clearly doesn't like having his mom bug him. He's all packed up, and his kind of milquetoast dad takes him off to the train station to go see his grandfather, whom he doesn't really want to see. Now, this is one of the neat parts of when you're reading foreign material like this. You get a sense of the life, the landscape, the sociology of the communities in which the people are writing and drawing. So, you know, you've got your train station going away from the big city out into the country. You can see that, you know, country life still is a big thing out there. And you can see that the city kid clearly is not having fun out there. He's now at the house of his grandfather, who doesn't answer the door. It's dark. There's junk everywhere, and there's his grandfather, a tired old man who is trying to be happy and positive. The child's name is Tobias. Thank you. Clearly, the kid's not super comfortable. Gets him something to eat. Doesn't go down well. Grandpa is a big smoker. So anyway, he's just not happy. But there's a lot of chocolate involved, and the kid doesn't get chocolate at home, so you know that probably doesn't help. So he's just not happy. But he does come across the apple tree, and these are the apples that he says that nobody likes. And so he's bored. So he pulls a couple off and throws them at the neighbors, takes a bite, spits it out, and he decides he has to use the restroom. Oh, he made a mess. He messed his pants. And so he's trying to work his way through that. And how do you navigate that? And then discovers at the end of his day that he's got a baby sister, I want to say. So basically the parents sent the kid off, Tobias off to his grandfather while mom was in the hospital. And then at the end, he decides that he really would like an apple. And that's kind of his way of ending this thing. Then the last one is a reprint or a revisiting of the first character. We're back in that bathroom from the first piece. This character is a bit of a jerk. This guy says, you know, hey, I'm, you know, sorry. You can come back to my place and we'll play around. And then he finally decides, you know, you only live once. Let's do it. I do like, I mean, you've got rainfall going down here. You've got some neat shading going on here. And again, that continuous close-up on the faces really allows for some interesting stuff. I mean, you know, these guys are in an elevator. They start making out. Door opens. This guy's not sure what to do. They get back to this guy's apartment. There are some people there, his roommates, and they start joking about how his standards have dropped because this guy is coming in. This guy is telling his roommates, get out of here. I'm going to play. Our protagonist realizes that this is really a disgusting place and that this is a disgusting human being. And it's kind of gross. And you can see roaches and cigarettes. And back here there were some stains. I mean, it's just gross. And then he discovers that this guy also is a thief. Steals a bunch of phones, a bunch of other stuff. Ends up not going well. And he says, well, I was just looking for a charging cable. He goes, well, here, this is my only one. Take it. And so they talk about perhaps maybe wanting to mess around, and they end up deciding that it doesn't work. So he just decides in the middle of the night to leave. Finds his way to the station, gets back to his apartment, and then the guy sends him a text and says, you know, why'd you leave? He calls him a jerk. And then he decides just to delete this Simon character from his contacts, smiles because then he goes home. And that's the end. Interesting book. I didn't do as good a job as I could talking about the emotion in these. I think that the connecting thread through this thing is the desire for love. The child really wants love. His grandfather is giving it to him unconditionally, and he doesn't recognize it until it's gone. The guy in the first and last is, you know, clearly just looking for love and thinking that he's going to get it from this Simon character. And then the Brigitte lady is looking for love and ends up almost getting taken advantage of because of it. I'm glad I read it. I'm not sure I would have bought it if it was in English, because I would have looked at it and gone, it's not the best. It's very well done. So anyway, Drei, Oder, Vier, Bagatellen by FANzine Live World Zines. This is my last original piece coming out of Vienna. I've got some catalogs and stuff that we'll probably take a look at some point. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about stuff like this. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And of course, make sure you share with your friends, because the more people who watch FANzine Live, the more people who share in the experience and the more fun we all have. Thanks again for watching, everybody. This has been Tom, FANzine Live World Zines. I will catch you next time.